loads of fantastic games released in 2015 for PC and console with huge budgets behind them, which is why they spring to mind when we consider our end of the year deliberations. However, there are some unique experiences that you can only get on PC, and it's those games we've decided to pay homage to today, with ClickSwipe's play list of the 3 best PC exclusive titles. Do you remember how much you loved the original SimCity? And do you remember how in 2013 EA promised they were going to release a new version of the game, reimagined for a new generation? And then do you remember how horribly you were disappointed by the multiplayer hodgepodge that game was? Well, if you were one of the ones hurt by this, then Maria's choice of title for 2015 PC Game of the Year was the game you were actually waiting for: Cities Skylines. Unlike the 2013 SimCity, Cities Skyline features a huge world for you to fill with your own incredible city, all without needing anyone else's help. You begin with a small 2km by 2km plot of land, but as you develop the area with residential buildings, commercial outlets, police stations and other public amenities, the area available to you will grow, opening up increasingly more options and space until you are building observatories at the top of your 324 square kilometre map. To make it even better, the mod community has really embraced the game, in part down to the developer making the game open to their work. You can download new buildings, district styles, vehicles, and there are even options to grab community-created custom sewage systems. In fact, the only thing Cities Skylines is really missing from the SimCity experience is the ability to be a horrible mayor, profiting from your citizens' miseries. Well, it's in there a little bit, but it doesn't feel quite as palpably evil. My pick of PC exclusive for 2015 is an odd one because if you bought it in beta, you could have been enjoying it, as I have, for years. Kerbal Space Program finally got its full release in 2015 and I couldn't be happier. This simulator has you take control of the planet Kerbal Space Program. Your lofty goal is to leave the planet, set up satellites, visit Mun, and travel beyond through their solar system. Through building your scientific knowledge, successfully completing contracts, and importantly, not consistently killing all of your experienced pilots, you gain access to increasingly complex equipment. New modules give access to cargo delivery systems, more powerful thrusters, and the ability to produce craft that can safely re-enter the Earth's atmosphere and land, providing you're skilled enough. And it can be as fun as it sounds, but it's hard. Really hard to master. This isn't a game you can just jump into and expect to know what's going on. A fact made all the more clear by the full release, which extends the game beyond being a fun sandbox into a bizarre mix of commerce, resource management and aeronautical design. Honestly, if you only want to dabble, then the final game can be a bit overwhelming, but the sandbox mode does at least give you free reign over all of its tools to experience and explore. But if you're up for the challenge, the difficulty of both science and career mode make for some satisfying play. Danny's choice of PC exclusive game for 2015 is a little bit more down and dirty. Rather than controlling or trying to manage the survival of a city or space program, he chose a more focused game of personal survival. Specifically, Ark Survival Evolved. This first-person survival experience has you trying to brave its wilderness, either alone or in online multiplayer. Its huge open world is made up of living environments that span everything from frigid to tropical, all teeming with life for you to hunt, use, ride and survive. On paper it sounds amazing, and that's nothing compared to the reality of it, as you find yourself fighting giant scorpions and dragons from the back of your trained pterodactyl, armed with spears and guns. And it just keeps getting better. With the game still in early development, improvements are constantly being made, including a steady stream of new animals. Just recently, a kraken and a megalion were added to further expand your options in the world. It isn't just a sandbox either, as Ark already features an endgame for dedicated players, featuring the deadliest of creatures, a spider. I assume it's a big one, but Danny doesn't say. Unfortunately, its scope and the fact it's still in the early stages of development mean Ark Survival Evolved suffers from a lot of performance issues. This is expected to improve, of course, and the developer is actively chasing down bugs, but it is something to keep in mind if technical issues give you huge frustrations. That's it for this week, but if you think our list of PC exclusive titles was missing anything, do let us know in the comments below. I'll be back next week with our list of most anticipated games of 2016. I look forward to seeing you then. Be sure to subscribe not to miss it.